Lance McBrayer with the Lance McBrayer Lab, and I am so super excited to be able to be here with you today and to have been invited back for the second time by the Sovereign Stylist Facebook page. And while we're talking about the Sovereign Stylist Facebook page, why don't we talk about their new YouTube channel? So please make sure that you subscribe to the Sovereign Stylist YouTube channel. You'll get plenty of information and things that will help you to expand and grow, and you won't be sorry that you did it. So please do that. Click that subscribe button now. So what are we going to talk about today? Well, there is a book that was my mother's favorite book. Unfortunately, my mother passed just in December 1st of 2019. But one thing that she left behind for me was her favorite book by Susan Jeffers. And it's entitled Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. You've probably heard of it before. Well, if not, I'm going to give you some of the 5 major points that I have gotten out of the book and that are generally talked about when people talk about Susan Jeffers' Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway book. And if you haven't heard of it before, then please go out and get it too. It's a short book, a short read, but with plenty of good information. So, what are we afraid of? Well, right now, during this time of the COVID-19 pandemic, many hairstylists in particular are afraid of some very specific things. Like maybe you're afraid of whether you should open your salon back up or not open it back up. Maybe you're afraid of the coronavirus itself or catching the coronavirus. Maybe you're even afraid of getting a loan or not being able to get a loan. There's so many things that could come down upon us and make us feel fearful. But according to the title of this discussion about feeling the fear and doing it anyway, we're going to work through some of those things. And you'll have to decide what things work for you and what things you think you can put into practice that will help you work through the fear that you're feeling now. And I've done another video about like how fear lowers our immune system, but it also clouds our thinking. So it's so super important that we really try to allay our fears as much as possible so that we can push through, move forward, and see our progress and eventual success. So let's talk about the first point. You're probably thinking, like, again, all the things about what's going to happen when you open or if you don't open and all those sorts of things. But one thing I want us to do is to remember this saying, and say it with me right now, please. It's, I'll handle it. Come on, everyone, say it with me. I'll handle it. Yes, you can handle it. And this is going to be sort of our mantra, if you will. Anytime you feel yourself faced against something, some obstacle, some situation that, is making you feel fearful, just close your eyes, take a deep breath, and say, I'll handle it. Yes. What if you fail miserably and are humiliated? You're just going to say, I'll handle it. What if your car breaks down on the highway? You'll just say, I'll handle it. And you're going to repeat this to yourself again and again until you develop enough trust in your abilities to handle any situation that comes your way. Because believe me, you can handle it. Now, the number one thing that we're going to talk about is that fear will never go away. It's never going to go anywhere, folks. I mean, this discussion isn't about not being fearful, because that really isn't a thing. And it's a good thing for us too. Fear is good. It motivates us. It helps us to push through and to push on. So don't think that fear is going anywhere. It's never going to go away. But what should go away is you thinking that you can't handle it. Because remember what our mantra is, right? Say it with me. I'll handle it. Yes. If you're committed to a life or living a life better than the life that you were given or that you were born with, then you'll be stuck facing fear all the time because you're going to want to do more, do better. So we can't hope to accomplish anything great and or of value if we find ourselves sort of stuck in a comfort zone, where you don't feel fear. You're just safe and you're staying in your little box and you're not worried about having to deal with fear because you're going to keep yourself blocked off from that. But rather, the secret is to realize that it will always be a part of our life and that you just have to act in spite of it. Yes, feel the fear and do it anyway. Now, our truth number 2 is that the only way to get rid of the fear of doing something is, guess what? Actually do it. Yes, just get out and do it. Now, what if you wanted to be like a public speaker, let's say? What do you have to do in order to become a public speaker? You have to go out and do it while feeling fearful about it. But you have to start. Anything. If you want to learn how to swim, what can you do? Stay on the sand? No, you have to jump in. Start to learn how to swim by actually getting in the water, getting over that fear, and then one stroke at a time, you learn how to swim. So that's the same thing with our situations in life. Yes, sometimes we have to do sort of a bit of a meditation, perhaps, on that mantra that we talked about. I'll handle it. I'll handle it. I'll handle it. Yes, you can handle it. And you have to jump in, so to speak, both figuratively and literally when it comes to swimming. So the same thing you have to do when it comes to wanting to do something that you intend to do. Jump in and do it. Why? Because you'll handle it. So truth number 3, I always get confused with my fingers. Yes, 3 fingers up. Now, the only way to feel better about yourself is to actually do it, right? So doing comes first, and then feeling better comes second. See, you can't wait until you feel good about it. Like, that might never come, actually, or it might be delayed in coming along. So you can't wait for that feeling good feeling. Instead, you have to do it first. Okay, so sometimes we want to feel good first about it and feel all confident and secure in ourselves, but that doesn't come until later. So remember, do it first, feel good later. Believe me, it's going to happen. But if you try to put it around the other way, it doesn't always happen, okay? So if you want to, like, say, lose weight, what do you have to do? You have to go to the gym. You can't wait until you feel all skinny or fit. No, it doesn't work that way. You have to go to the gym first, put in the work, and then the benefits all start to happen slowly at times, but progressively and eventually you meet your goal. So do it first, wait for the feel-good factor later, but it will happen. Our brains sort of need to use our self-discipline to do what we need to do. And from there, it starts to sort of trust and know that the feel-good part is going to come afterwards. Believe me. All right, so we're at truth number 4 about feel the fear and do it anyway. Everyone experiences fear in similar situations, or not similar, I should say unfamiliar situations is what I really wanted to say. So in unfamiliar situations, we generally feel fear. And that's not just you. That's everyone. Everyone feels fear in unfamiliar situations. So get that out your head. That is just you. You're not alone. You're not the only one. It's the way it is for everyone and in life. So you have to understand that. Really let that seep in and meditate, if you will, on that. Realize that it's not just you. You're not some freak of nature. No, everyone feels the same way. Now, do people deal with it differently? Yeah, of course. So you have to figure out how you can deal with your fear. And that's why you're listening, hopefully, continuing to listen to this video. And we're almost at our fifth point, okay? But before we move on, remember that everyone experiences this fear as we talked about. And now you just have to realize that you feel the fear and, as we said, do it anyway. Now, number 5, pushing through. Yes, pushing through fear is less frightening than living with it and its associated sort of helplessness. I'm going to try to repeat that smoothly, okay? So, pushing through fear is less frightening than living with it and its associated helplessness. Who wants to stay feeling helpless all their life because fear is keeping them frozen in their place in life? No one. So rather than deal with that all your life, just go ahead and deal with the little bit of uncomfortable feeling that comes with pushing through your fear. Remember, you'll never know how to swim if you don't jump in. So if you're forced to accept that if you want better for yourself and you are going to be forced to deal with fear over and over again, because if you don't, you'll just stay in your comfort zone, not making progress, not getting anywhere. And so if you do that, you'll find that your life ends up really not being like you want it to be. It kind of sucks. So you want to push yourself out of your comfort zone and allow yourself to flourish and grow. And remember, after dealing with those 5 points, our mantra, right? Say it with me. I'll handle it. Yes, you can handle it. Put yourself in any chaotic and uncertain situation and circumstances with the belief that whatever comes your way, you'll handle it. All right, so now let's go back over and review our 5 points really quick. 1 is that fear will never go away. 2, the only way to get rid of fear of doing something is to actually do it. 3, the only way to feel better about yourself is to go out and do it. And then you'll feel good afterwards. The 4th point is remember that everyone, I mean everyone, deals with fear and has uncomfortable feelings when they're in unfamiliar circumstances and situations. And then the 5th point is that pushing through your fears is less frightening than living and being in a life paralyzed by fear and its associated helplessness. You don't want to be helpless. You don't want to feel helpless. You want to help others. And the only way that you can do that is to feel the fear and do it anyway.